are you?
I'm Squidward.
Hey everyone, please remember to like and subscribe. I know I sound like a broken record, but we're so close to 50,000 subscribers, and I am dying to talk about Arthur's missing pal. So hit that subscribe button, and let's delve right in. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe, and help get this video to 4,000 likes. It's the middle of the night in Bikini Bottom as we see Squidward is wide awake. The Merry Mollusk welcomes the arrival of Spongebob and Patrick, and the trio do not spend the day celebrating his birthday. Squidward bids the two a tearful farewell as he proudly proclaims that it is indeed his birthday. Squidward is so happy that he decides to live in the neighborhood forever. He calls a realtor to confirm he has no intention of moving anytime soon. Unfortunately, the realtor takes a vendetta against Squidward and makes it her personal mission to drive him out of town. The realtor says the best way to sell a home is either with a nematode infestation or to have really annoying neighbors. Fortunately, Squidward doesn't have either of those, because as we all know, SpongeBob and Patrick are the most low-key, laid-back neighbors in all of Bikini Bottom. Squidward worries that if people find out he lives next to SpongeBob, everyone will want to buy his house. And all joking aside, I feel like that would absolutely be the case in real life. You're telling me you don't want to live next door to SpongeBob SquarePants? Squidward realizes that if he wants to keep the realtor from selling his home, he needs to trick SpongeBob into being as annoying as possible.
He does the opposite. Opposite.
The next day, SpongeBob sleeps through Squidward's one-man band barrage. SpongeBob is horrified to find Squidward acting mopey and grumpy, and assumes he's having a stroke. Squidward tells SpongeBob the truth and reveals that it's opposite day, a day where everyone acts the polar opposite of how they normally behave.
Normally I'm silly and spontaneous, but today I'm stuffy and boring.
Squidward explains that since SpongeBob is usually quiet and out of the way, today he needs to be really loud and annoying.
Yay!
So far, so good. SpongeBob struggles to get into the holiday spirit as his seasonal depression rears its ugly head.
Too bad it only comes once a year.
Just then, Patrick stops by to challenge his mortal nemesis to a fight to the death. SpongeBob says the opposite of what he normally would and tells Patrick he's his best friend in the whole wide world. Patrick is moved to tears by SpongeBob's declaration of brotherly love. The two decide to solidify their newfound bond of friendship in true opposite day fashion. SpongeBob explains what the holiday is, and Patrick gets so bored that he decides to unalive himself.
Patrick, breathe!
SpongeBob tries to get Patrick into the swing of things by showing him how to celebrate opposite day, the wrong way. The two spend the day doing totally normal activities, like having a fancy feast and blowing each other.
I give up.
Get to the opposite side!
Squidward is packing up his lead paint collection to donate to starving orphans, when he sees SpongeBob has completely upgraded his house. Squidward compliments SpongeBob's home renovations until he realizes it'll drive up his property tax and decides to tear it down with the bulldozer he just so happens to have on hand. SpongeBob gets back at Squidward for destroying his home by stealing his identity right out from under him.
I practice and I never get any better.
Boom, roasted.
Patrick joins in on SpongeBob's revenge scheme by stealing the identity of Squidward's twin brother, Squidward, spelled with a lowercase s.
I'm Squidward.
The partners in crime infiltrate Squidward's house so they can burn it to the ground for the insurance money. The octopus formerly known as Squidward continues to demolish his neighbor's house when the realtor arrives to gentrify the neighborhood. The new Squidward discovers stone houses can't catch fire underwater and realizes he can make more money by selling the home for cash. He shows the realtor around the home and tries to upsell its value by describing its best features.
The floor creaks, the roof leaks, there's a terrible draft.
Sounds like every apartment I've ever had. The realtor starts to put together the phony Squidward scheme and threatens to rat them out to the cops. The two Squidwards try to cover their tracks and decide to kill the realtor. They attempt to torture her to death via clarinet. Just then, the real Squidward arrives to save the day. He declares himself the Alpha Squidward, and that's when the realtor realizes the sultry squid is creating an army of evil clones to take over Bikini Bottom.
What kind of fool do you take me for? Are there any other Squidwards I should know about?
Oh, ma'am, there are always more Squidwards. He Squidward, they're Squidward, you're Squidward, I'm Squidward. For in fact, we are all Squidward. The realtor flees with her life and vows to report the neighborhood to Area 51. Squidward realizes he'll be forced to leave his home forever and is left to the mercy of his diabolical duplicates. Squidward discovers the error of his way and puts his clones out of their misery before they can hurt anyone else. And it was shortly after this episode debuted that Nickelodeon chose to cancel Spongebob after only 9 episodes, to make room for Dan Schneider's longest-running sitcom, Feet and Greet. And while it's sad Spongebob was axed off before it could hit its stride, at least the show didn't spend a quarter century running itself into the ground. If you want to improve your living situation, the best way to go about it is by making up a random holiday to trick your neighbors. Make sure they take it way too seriously to ensure maximum chaos and destruction. Don't be surprised if they take a hostage, and be prepared to get rid of the body to cover your tracks. And if all else fails, you can always mow down your neighbors with a bulldozer just for the hell of it. Also, don't bother asking how 2 part-time fast food workers and a jobless slob can each afford to have their own house. We all know talking fish and affordable housing are just made-up nonsense. And whether you love or hate Opposite Day, I think there's no better way to celebrate the holiday than with some retro Spongebob, because we all know it's not just a cartoon. Wait! Is there a cartoon you want me to talk about? Patrons who join my $10 tier can pick which shows I cover on It's Just a Cartoon. There's a limited number of slots available, so sign up now.